Slaughterhouse, me and Atkinson, did what I'm saying is the naughty crew. Absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. Look who I've got. I've got Mr. John Millburn, I've got Kevin Walsh, and I've got Craig Hannan. Craig, tell me what happened when you got into yours.
I got in at the same time that my wife and my child were up already.
Imagine he walks through the door. He walks through the door, and that's what he's greeted with.
Heavy, so heavy. Tell you what though, it's a bad day to be a pint today, isn't it?
One of our friends went to Mackey's on the way home and they were serving breakfast. No lad, no Big Macs, we're only doing brekkie.
I still haven't eaten since yesterday morning's breakfast in here. And I'm not happy to do
You come and done this show instead.
I've had 20,000 calories worth of Guinness though, so don't be worried about that, mate.
I doubt you're wasting away.
You're not going to waste away, are you?
Not anytime soon.
You just said before this, it was dead interesting, because what I wanted to do this about, which was you just literally went, I can't wait for the parade.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't wait to see them against Chelsea. I can't wait to see the game against Arsenal. I might go away for it. I might go on holiday. I could do with a break. Jenny, no fucking around. I can't wait to be at Brighton. I can't wait to be at Palace. I can't wait for the parade. It's just that idea of over and over getting to go champions, getting to celebrate them over and over again. Like at the game, it's going to be brilliant. But I think the parade, like Liverpool, does it like nowhere else on earth anyway, doesn't it? But how many people, like me and John were talking on a show the other day, there's people coming from like Australia and literally the opposite side of the world to experience the parade. I couldn't believe when we were in Australia, people were saying to me, I'm coming over for the parade. And I'm like, have you got a ticket? And they were going, no.
Yeah, not even interested, because honestly the parade in and of itself will be an unbelievable experience, and especially with so long to lead into it, you know what I mean? Obviously, normally, the ones we've done recently have been after European Cup finals, and it's a little bit like...
And they've been either on or off, depending a bit result dependent.
Exactly, yeah, so nobody can make any plans. This has been on for 6 months, do you know what I mean? We've been the best team in the country.
We could have given you the date and the time about a month and a half ago, easily, couldn't we?
Exactly. So you get people...
And I did, everywhere. I got an email today which read, embargoed.
Just here.
I'd only done it on 2 shows. I'd done it on Sky and on the BBC. Well, it read 12:30 embargo, and I'm like, not in my house. This is not being embargoed on the Anfield Wrap for 3 weeks. I've been saying to everyone, I've been saying to everyone for 3 weeks, it's May the 26th.
Honestly,
don't fuck around.
May the 26th, yesterday, genuinely, yesterday was all I've ever wanted, you know what I mean? I've always wanted to win the league. Winning the European Cup was an unbelievable experience, but I've always wanted the league. And obviously we win the league in 2020, and listen, I had a great time at that, but it didn't compare to being in that ground yesterday and watching them be crowned as champions. It was an unbelievable day. But I think the parade is probably not quite as good as that, because what could be, let's face it was unbelievable yesterday. But I genuinely think the parade day, like, I'm having a full day out for that, you know what I mean? I'm planning a party with the kids and I can No, but I'll be planning a party with the kids afterwards and all that. Making it a full thing.
I'm gutted now, because I'd booked Sherlock Holmes to work out what you were going to do that day. Fucking, that's a load of money off this morning.
But yeah, honestly, mate, that day with all the kids.
Van der Valk involved.
Yeah.
Fucking pricks.
Got Miss Marple on it, haven't you?
Stop encouraging it, you tit.
Bergerac last night.
Bouncing around Jersey, looking for the big answers to the Kev Walsh question.
Sorry, mate.
What are you doing on the day?
Fuck off.
Come on, tell us what your parade plans, you big shit.
No, I'm not telling you now. You're so doing it. No, my big parade plans. I've got the kids in here with me today. And it'll be a bit more of a day for them. Definitely a day for me.
I love the way we've invented our own bank holidays as well today, by the way.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. If you're in work today, you are an absolute busy. No,
Hey,
no.
we are working.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose we are, yeah.
Hard.
But yeah, but that day, because I think the city's going to be so busy. It'll be one of them ones where you have to get a vantage point from wherever you can. And last few we've watched up in West Derby, up by ours, but like the kids in the footy team, all their parents, like, what are we doing for the parade? What are we doing for the parade? And all, like, obviously my brothers and sisters and all their kids will be doing something. So before you know it, we'll probably have 40 or 50 people just with like my kids and their mates And then I'm only one family. Then there'll be every other family in Liverpool will have exactly the same. And then every other Liverpool fan in the whole country is like, well, it's only 4 hours away. I'll just drive for that because it's unbelievable.
And then people are flying in.
24 hours from Australia. Imagine what it's going to be like on that day. That it's going to, honestly, a true celebration, and I'm made up that we've got it.
I'm not that bothered thinking about anticipating it. I want to say this, and I don't want to sound like a bellend. I'm not that bothered for me about Vantage points. I get to watch them all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, personally, what I'm excited about with the parade is seeing everyone like it was yesterday, Craig. Everyone being out, everyone bouncing around each other, everyone hanging off each other. The amount of hugs, the amount of emotion yesterday, it was off the charts. It was great to see everyone. I just couldn't believe like the fucking cast of characters I walked into a motel. Before that, I'd done the croc and I'd seen Jono and I'd seen Dave and I'd seen Adam. You know what I mean? And that was incredible. And I loved that. That was like my moment that I just will cherish forever. But then going into motel and just seeing like, here's everyone you've ever met. It was just phenomenal as well. And that's what the parade will be.
Yeah. It was the best day of my life yesterday. Alongside my wedding and my the day that Arlo was born.
Fuck that.
No, it was the best day of my life because it was everything that you waited for, and you build it up in your head, and you think that there is that like nagging sort of worry that you've built it up so much, you've waited so long that it won't live up to the expectations, and then it was like 10 times better. Like every corner you turned, you saw someone that you knew that you wanted to hug. Like whether it was in the ground, beforehand. Watching we weren't there for the bus meet, but we watched from a street over. The place was berserk. Yeah. I've never experienced anything like that. It felt like sort of close to the fan parks you get in European Cup finals.
Yeah.
But it was happening in Liverpool.
But it was happening everywhere.
Yeah, around your routine with everyone there. So yeah, I want to sort of live it again, or live as close to that again. And look, I don't think in my days supporting Liverpool I'll ever have a better day than that, and I'm fine with that. By the way, like we talked yesterday about it feeling like a life's work, winning the league and being there for that and enjoying it with people. And I'm happy that book's now closed. Well, it's not closed. We're continuing it here. You know what I mean?
But very much in the prologue here, mate. I'm selling it under Arnold Schroffen.
But if that's the best day I'll have supporting Liverpool, then I die happy. It was everything that I ever hoped it would be, and just like really privileged, really, to have been part of it.
With that though, like, sorry, Joe. Like that was yesterday because we were confirmed as champions. Didn't even get the trophy. Crystal Palace at home, we get to see them lift the trophy in front of us. Yesterday after a match, like I missed Barcelona because I was shit at the time. But one of the things I was always most jealous of was when the players lined up in front of the coffin sang "You Never Walk Alone" back. And doing that yesterday was honestly like some of the things that I've seen as a Liverpool fan, unbelievable. That is on my dying day, on my deathbed, I will remember that.
Shout out to George as well. He played some raspers, didn't he, as well?
He fucked up on us. He didn't play "We Are the Champions" by Queen, which I absolutely I love.
Do you know what? Free From Desire went off. It went off. Where we sit, it's the back of 202, so it's not the back of the cop, it's the back of the left-hand side, and so there's no one behind us, so we were just stood on the railings, so we had like a dead high vantage point. There was just like watching like in front of me this thing that like I just couldn't even imagine the cop looking like that. We've seen the pyro and stuff at Wembley, and we've around cup finals, and we've seen that over recent years, but like the thing that I will love most about yesterday and when I'm old looking back on yesterday is that you could take a picture of yesterday and it's yesterday, because the cops never look like that. Like in 132 years of Liverpool being a football club, the cop has never looked like that. That's when you look at that, that's the day that we won it for the first time in 35 years with fans in. And that was and so we were stood up in the vantage point, like watching it all, and there's like pyro and there's the flares going off and there's flags and it's red, and it was like perfect. And I was like, I'm glad, because I was watching it and I was like, take this in. It's like this is happening now, and at the time I was trying to do that, but then it just flies past and you're on to the next day, and it's like I want to do it all again.
Did you manage? You said on Friday night, well, bedding in, you wanted the Bob Paisley here. Did you manage that? 'Cause I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I could give you almost a minute by minute of me yesterday. I think I nailed it. Did you nail it?
Well, I went hard earlier than I intended. So pre-match, I ended up going out about an hour earlier than I planned to. And I was like 3 pints in by like 2 o'clock. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, slow down.
I was 3 pints in by time we finished Sunday.
No, but I was trying to go. I was deliberately trying to go slow. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I felt in control all day. I had a brilliant emotional day. I had a few pints of wind in my sails, but never out of control. It was just absolutely delicious and fantastic. It's funny that like your brain plays tricks on you throughout the day. You're like, savour this. Yeah. You're dead excited for the next thing, but savour this, savour. Try and stay present. Don't wish it all away so quickly.
Yeah, stay present.
Staying present in the moment. And like, I think leading up to the game, I listened to some of the pre-match stuff that you guys did, and kind of people were saying, I want to see us win, and I want to see us with a performance. And the lads turned up, the lads did fucking everything you could have asked of them, you know what I mean? Every single player to a man got his moment yesterday. I thought that was the players did their best. But I said before, I don't know. If I was going to try and improve yesterday, I know I could go back and edit it and like just change, drop one extra person in or take somebody out. I just wouldn't change a single thing on yesterday. Like, I was with the right people at the right time in the right places. It felt like all day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I felt like we were getting to Reds. We don't normally go into Reds. We called into Reds for it.
So
it was absolutely bouncing in there.
So good in there.
Wall-to-wall screens, and you can see all the sky cameras with helicopters above the ground. You can just see smoke and the coach, and watching that on the television, pints in your hand, 75 kisses off Kez, you know what I mean? It was just absolutely, and just every step we took yesterday felt like the right step, and you know what I mean? Turn a corner, and then you, oh my God, it's somebody else who you love, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely pristine yesterday.
I walked into the croc, and there was some music playing. I could just saw Jacko before he saw me, and he was just moving his hips.
Just having
and I just sort of walked up, and he caught my eye, and I started moving my hips, and he started. He walked in, comes over, he grabs me, he says, I can't believe we've done it. Fucking the two of us crying in each other's arms. You know, I've been going the match with Jacko on and off since 08, that far back, and there he was. And then I go on there, you know, there's Ben and there's Adam. Went up, saw Jimmy doing the karaoke in the croc, and I just went, Jimmy, I'll do Dignity anytime you like. And like within fucking 2.5 minutes, he's gone, do you want to come up and do Dignity? And I'm like, fucking right, Jimmy.
Yes, I
go here, fucking pure as anything, absolutely nailed it. But then afterwards, Jimmy himself, he's got a lovely Liverpool voice. It's a great Liverpool voice. He did Salisbury Hill.
Oh, brilliant.
And you're in the croc, and everyone's doing Liverpool. And then Jimmy just called it there because he just wants to end it at 11:30. Just called it there and then.
Well, he just got off.
But you'll never walk alone, man.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck me. And I'm not a big you'll never walk alone man in a number of ways.
Me and you very similar on that.
And I was crying my eyes out. I was just like, and here we are.
Do you know what made me cry yesterday? It was 78 minutes when they started singing Champions. I'm about to cry now talking about it because I was like, I've never had that. Like, I've never heard them. Like, we've never been able to be in the ground. Like, and it's just over and over.
Yeah. See the goalie do it?
Yeah.
The goalie, there's a video, I'll show you the goalie up at the cop going, champions.
Honestly, mate, like the hairs on my arms are coming up just like...
He was in goal because fuck all was happening down his head. He said the chance and gone, that's good. I'm into that one.
Like, champions.
And it was nice because a year ago I was stood beside Dan and Fuad and talking yesterday, his dad. And a year ago when Jurgen left, I was crying and Dan was like putting his arm around me like this, and it was one of those. It was like a sad cry because we were losing Jurgen and we didn't know what was going to happen next and whatever. And then yesterday I'm like stood up and there's pyro everywhere and I'm like crying my eyes out, and Dan just puts his arm around again. It was like we both knew, we remembered the last year where it was like no words needed to be said. This one's fucking well better, this cry.
Yeah, from straight away, we were in the slaughter yesterday morning. Food was flying. There was lads in from Idaho.
They
were great.
They were down with you.
And all this thing, all the way through the day, all that energy was just massive, Kev. You know, I loved bouncing around the city. I've gone to I've named them on the show. The Slaughterhouse, you'll often find me in here. The Croc, you'll often find me in there. Motel, you'll find me in there. This prick dragged me to Glorious. He said, you've only got to come for 20 minutes. 2 hours later.
I'm not soft.
I haven't seen you.
I'm not soft.
Queue anyway. Nah, the whole city was like that yesterday. Like, I spent most of my day in Reds, and I swear to you, I wouldn't change it. I went from here, but we had a pint with yourself. Right round here, And it felt like everyone had ever gone to match it was in there, because obviously the lads who own it and the lads we've been going with for so long, all their mates were in there. So it's a big place. And I felt like I knew every single person in there. And then Andy Hodgson come on. And oh my, honestly,
It's amazing, wasn't it?
lads, that new Anna Slot song is off its head, isn't it? I must have done it 1,000 times. Honestly, it's the greatest Liverpool. Fucking ever walk along off and just sing that next time.
God, brilliant. I stood in the steps watching you all like bouncing around too. It was brilliant.
Were you still in motel when Lizzie and Siobhan did There She Goes?
Yes, I was.
Fuck me.
Yes, I was.
It was
Lizzie and
incredible.
Siobhan got up and did There She Goes by the...
Ah, Bosh.
Absolutely fantastic.
Unreal. The fucking form Lizzie Doyle was in yesterday. Fucking
I
Queen
got
of
a
Liverpool.
big kiss off Lizzie yesterday as well.
Queen of Liverpool, she was phenomenal all the way through. She had a medal. I've got no idea now.
Queen of Liverpool.
Yeah, that's how.
Been awarded.
Someone must have sold
Had a
that.
bottle of brandy on it. She was like, had a load of paper cups. She was doing brandies for us all outside the Glenbook. It was absolutely belter.
That was my only one bad bit yesterday. Fuck me, was it hard work getting a pint outside that ground, mate.
Glenbook ran out.
Lad, I queued up in the Glenbook, the back bar, and then I went, right, the card machine's fucked, only cash and only Guinness, and I was like, oh my God, this is fucking opened up for me perfectly. Right the front of the bar, I went,
Reddies and like Guinness.
6 Guinness, and he put 2 under it, just went, honestly, lad, I felt like cancelling the league title with. So I was like, I'm not going out the box. It's crazy.
Opening up for me perfectly.
Honest to God.
Do you know the you know when the cop they ran out of beer as well? Did you get on to that? Yeah. Like I don't know if I don't know where you used to sat.
What, the cop, like,
the
the
lower-
rubbish at serving beer.
Them 2 mini fridges that you've got in 306, lads, ran on.
the bottom of the cop as you go in at the bottom. Yesterday I've never seen anything like an Anfield. It was going off. We got in about an hour and 20 minutes beforehand, and it was just like it was bouncing in there. It was like a cup final. It was like a European cup. It was like when you got to Kiev and you walked in the stadium and everyone was like, you know, with the scarves and everything like that. It was like that. It was.
I was that pissed I got in that late. I didn't even know Tottenham had scored.
The worst man in Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen.
When you were saying
I was the
before,
worst man in
when you
Liverpool.
were saying, I paced myself, I hit yesterday.
You hadn't paced yourself when I saw you.
No, but also I had no intention of pacing myself. I hit yesterday exactly the way I wanted to hit it. Hard as fuck. Like, head on. And do you know what? I absolutely loved every single moment.
I saw Gibbons Amelia beforehand, before in the Glenbook, outside on the Glenbook. Fuck me. The best 10 minutes of my life. I think it was the greatest I've ever seen, John Gibbons. I've never seen a man.
Man, he's a man of great.
Oh, he was like, he was 11 out of 10.
I walked into the Glenbook and he was doing the pink and he had his trousers on his head.
His kecks on his head. The better picture than that, though, it's on where he's just standing talking to some fella having a pint like that, no kecks on.
You know the best thing was I was there. They didn't know us. He was talking to them, and everyone he was speaking to didn't notice he had no trousers on.
He had
that
that
looked
on
down.
Mike. He was doing the match day diary to me like that with his bills basically. There's a picture of me like giving him like serious football chat, and he's there in his skimps.
What a man. What a man.
What a great thing to have happened to us. Honestly, John, I mean, I know you love it as much as I do. I put in my piece last night. God has given us these days of leisure.
Yeah.
Liverpool gets to decide its own bank holidays, e.g. today.
Yeah.
Liverpool gets to do whatever the fuck it wants. Mother's Day, Grand National, you name them, we can decide them. We get to have whatever we want, whenever we want to have it. And to me, that is the most liberating thing. Honestly, I was looking around last night, looking at everyone. I was looking at Steph and Belinda. I was looking at, you know, as we were seeing everyone cascading around motel, everyone just having the time of their lives. An absolute ball. I saw Robbo. I had a lovely time with Robbo. It was brilliant to see him.
But made an appearance at the Glenbook.
I did the Glenbook.
He got the post-match.
Yeah.
He deigned to come down to the Glenbook.
That's how big it was.
Yeah, and he was still up after 9 o'clock, I think.
Fucking huge.
Big deal.
You got Gutman in there, you know what I mean? That was going on as well. Grace Maley everywhere all the way through the day.
She's lovely, isn't she?
She's
lovely. I only met her properly for the first time, Steve. She's a lovely girl, really, really good fun.
Everyone's knocking around, everyone's having the ball. And that's what I like the everyone-ness of it. When I walked back, I went to get into Senior's car to get drink. He gave me a lift back into town to do CNN. Fair play to him. Fucking got me there.
Fine, you never told your mate to say. Got to lift back into time because I was on CNN.
But he got me there on time because he's fucking Paul Senior, do you know what I mean? Like, no messing, bing, 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 there you are, you're suddenly there. Well, coming out, couldn't believe the amount of, if we're honest, the people you don't see at the match, kids, women out with kids, that energy of sheer, you know, if there were enough tickets for everyone, 150,000 people would go muster heads from this city and the wider world, week in, week out. You know, walk loads playing now, I don't want to lose my fucking mind with this. But 150,000 people would go and watch the Reds. Like, the extent to which, John, the Reds are adored in this city is hard to put into words.
We went, in Australia, we went in Melbourne, we went to an AFL game, right? And at the MCG's a 100,000 capacity place. And the game we went to, it was a big game, local game, and it was about 82,000 people turned up for it. And the demographics of the people that turned up to watch it, there was grandparents there was whole families going together, because that's what having capacity and availability of tickets does. It broadens the sport out to absolutely everybody, and there's so much demand and love for this football club, not only in the city but further afield. You know, 100%. Like, even in hard times, and let's be really honest, Liverpool's hard times are not that hard. No, we never finished below 8.
It feels like it sometimes, but because
we never finished below 8. We, on average, win a trophy every other season over the last 30 odd years. Do you know what I mean? So even in our lean times, we sell that ground out easily. I think we're in a new era, and if there was a way to make that ground 20%, 30% bigger,
the thing is that's just never going to happen. So I think that's what back to the point I was making before regarding the parade. That's why days like that is so important, because there'll be kids whose mums can't afford tickets, or even if they can't afford tickets, haven't got a clue how to get them. Like, it's like solving a fucking Rubik's Cube trying to get a Liverpool ticket, and unless you're on that train from a young age, you basically, if you're not doing it by 18, then I think you're never going to do it. So if someone hasn't done it for you, you're not going to get that. And listen, that is what it is, and it's not ideal. But I'm not moaning that today.
It's a conversation for another day.
But what I mean is, though, that's why days like the parade are so important, and because the communion between the people of this city and this city's football club is made on a day like that, where kids who maybe can't go to the game but love footy, love the Reds, even just love going out with the mates and going, hell, there's big Klopp for credit, that because of each end, there's Arne Slot there. There's Virgil van Dijk, and he's 20 yards away from me, do you know what I mean? These people that I've just mentioned there, Salah, Van Dijk, the manager now, because he's gone to legendary status already, they're like film stars to these people. They might not go and see them ever, they might just watch them on the telly because they'll never get in there. When they get to go to that parade day, they get to be standing on the side of the road, and they're 20 yards away from people who they see as like these deities, and that's the reason days like the parade, because we're allowed to plan out this time, because it's been so long coming, is why I think it's going to be absolutely unbelievable.
I didn't realise he sung Jurgen Klopp's name. We couldn't hear at the back of the car. That is unbelievable. I was watching that.
The first time,
I was watching it. I was like, what?
How are you getting on us? The Anfield Wrap said the
You know what this is?
I've been busy in the slaughterhouse today.
I've been busy. I've been busy. I was inglorious.
You know that
up the wall.
You know the best bit about that.
There's so much work to do this, lads.
The best bit about all of this is that, like, you know, what you just said, the idea that Liverpool end up in cup finals, and look, it's been a long time for us in terms of league title, but like, Liverpool's just never going to stop doing this, because this is what the club's always been, isn't it? Like, this is what we've always done.
Say, when we were shit, it was always on the card that it would come again. Like, we were shite and you never thought we were going to do anything, but really deep down, you knew. We've got Liverpool, and listen, people who don't support Liverpool are fucking haters, and I don't blame them, by the way, because if I wasn't a Liverpool fan, I'd be like, these are fucking the Devil's Club, you know. But I was saying to someone yesterday, if I was an Evertonian, I would be the bitterest, worst Evertonian you've ever met, because I just...
Yeah, to get Uncle Albert face over here.
But, like, anyone else looking at us, like, oh, you're tough times when he's finished outside the Champions League place in front of me.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're moaning out that.
You got beaten in the European Cup final by Real Madrid twice.
But,
fuck off, man.
But, to give the other side of that argument, well, it's on the telly now, you can probably hear in the background, anybody watching it. When we get it right, and when we win, we do it like nobody else does it. And listen, I'm a big believer in Scouse exceptionalism, but that isn't Scouse exceptionalism. it's proven fact time and time again that when Liverpool Football Club wins something, it matters more to the people, and that's shown in the way that we celebrate it, whether that's in the ground or whether that's on a parade or whether that's people who just come out of their houses around the ground after to celebrate it, because Liverpool Football Club loves.
Liverpool Football Club is the best one. It is the best one. This is the Anfield Wrap. We're putting this one out for free. We've had reaction shows all day through the slaughterhouse, doing our own stuff all the way through. We're putting this one out for free for you. I hope you've enjoyed it massively. Anywhere you are, wherever you are in the world, Liverpool Football Club is for you. They've got a new song about that sort of thing. Liverpool Football Club is for you.
Up
We
the
love
fucking
that it's for you.
And we're never gonna stop.
All the best.